Tom here, and I just came back from the club and I was chilling with Crafty Cuts and I saw the whole crowd, and I was reading a book earlier today about an interesting topic about homeostasis, and I thought I saw some cool connections that I saw at the club tonight that I thought that had some cool epiphanies, and I thought I'd come home and make a video blog about it and tell you guys what's up. So what I want to talk to you guys today about is homeostasis in the music industry. So you're probably thinking, what's homeostasis? So homeostasis is the unwillingness for any system to upset balance. So think of it like a thermostat. When you come into a room or a house and it gets too hot, the thermostat brings the level of temperature back to normal. But if it's too cold, it'll bring it back to normal as well. So it works in a feedback loop. So this is similar to any system, so it just wants to keep everything at a level. So this is kind of like your DNA as a person or a human being. Our DNA just doesn't want us to just move out of homeostasis. We're in a comfort zone, and it doesn't want us to get better, it doesn't want us to get worse, it doesn't give a fuck. It just wants us to stay alive and shoot some jizz into some broad and maybe procreate. That's about it. So how this relates, because this is kind of crazy, how this relates to the music industry is I was thinking about it and I saw lots of fucking cats and I hear lots of DJs out there and they have a really stagnant style and they're just not evolving as producers. And I've heard a couple people saying that they're like, oh my god, I found my sound, this is my sound. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my god, this is what you strive to do. You want to have a specific sound, and I know lots of big name DJs do have a specific sound out there, but I think that's a terrible outlook to have on music because you should always be consistently growing. So what I want to talk to you guys in depth about is how homeostasis and how breaking out of your comfort zone is a way to evolve and become a better producer overall. So think of it, I used to when I first got into this, I really loved electro music and like house and fidget. And that was what I ideally wanted to make. I was like, I love house music, I just want to make house music all day long. And I did this I made a decision, I was like, the only way to do this is make consistent house music and electro tracks, so you have the opportunities to grow and build and expand and potentially be something sweet. And I did this and I kept making electro tracks, even though I kind of lost motivation and I wanted to go and I was like, oh, I could make D&B, I'm into D&B these days, and I just didn't because I thought I would lose the opportunity of me making more house tracks or electro tracks that I'd be losing out and be like, oh, that other one could be the one. What I didn't understand, or I didn't realize until I actually fucking forced myself to do it, was that when you go out and you make different genres of music, you learn different aspects from every different genre. So if it's deep house, you learn how to make sick-ass groove and melodies with different harmonies. With like D&B, you make like kick drums that cut through the mix. You make bass lines that just wobble like motherfuckers. When you learn D&B, or when you learn how to make dubstep, you learn how to control the sub-frequencies to make them all super tight. When you make house music, you learn how to make grooves that are just like ridiculous grooves that aren't just the typical hi-hat, clap, hat, or kick, hi-hat, clap. So when you're doing these, this is a level. When I was going into this, I didn't understand that I had to take a couple steps back and take an ego boost. It's just a personal ego boost. Be like, oh, my production skills are getting worse because you're learning how to get to make a new genre. So when you go and make a new genre, you have to take a step back and understand that it's going to suck for a bit, you're going to be frustrated, you might even get tired because you're using new mental energy of how to make new music. What you have to do is, just like homeostasis, you have to consistently bust out of that comfort zone and then fight like a motherfucker to keep it up there and make that your new level of comfort. This is ideally how you become a better motherfucking producer and a badass overall. So an example of this, a couple days ago, I bought the new kick plugin from Sonic Academy. It's a sweet plugin. I've heard good things about it, and I heard that it's a revolutionary way to make kicks and with low processing power, all in one VST. I went, and at first I was like, hey, I'm going to learn how to use this. This is pretty sweet. It was only 30 bucks, so why the fuck not? So I started making a song with it, and initially I was like, ugh, I don't know how to do this, like, I can't get this kicks the right length, I can't get it going on, I don't know, my other kicks, should I just go back, I have a sick process already for doing my kicks, I should just go back and do that. And then I was like, no, fuck it, I'm just going to work through this song and finish it, and then in a couple songs I'll be able to use it. I finished the track and it turned out super retarded, like super sick. I played at the club, place went bonkers. And the kick drum sounded pretty good. Then the next day I came out and made another track, and literally yesterday I started on this song, and it's ridiculously epic, and the kick drum is so fly, so much better than what I was doing before. Just so crisp, so money, and just big, round, and full. And I wouldn't have gotten there if I was just like, oh, I'll go back and go back to the old process I had. But I kept fucking persisting, and now that I'm at a level I can learn things ridiculously quick, so I figured it out really quickly. But you really have to take a step back and understand that maybe one track is gonna suck, but then you can go back and make it into something fucking just magical. So another example of this is last year I made a decision. I was hanging out with Miles Dyson a couple years ago, and he was like, yo Tom, you gotta get your shit together. He's like, it's 21st century, stop being a bitch and start doing live shows. So I was like, okay, I'll fucking figure this shit out. Initially it was super hard, because doing a live show with Ableton, it takes so much more work than actually fucking just DJing. You have to warp your tracks, which takes forever. You gotta organize, you gotta design your own effects, you gotta put things in like the specific places. There's a lot of work to do towards doing it. along with just getting used to using this fucking little controller. So, but I made a decision last year. I was like, okay, usually I play at an after hours club that's super bumping. There's like 400 or 500 people at it, and it's kind of a big deal you fuck up. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a decision to learn how to use this so that when summertime hits and when I play fucking festivals, I'll have this badass super show that'll be really creative and it'll be just unreal. So I did this. So with the first couple shows, I'm not gonna lie, they were rough and they were a little shady. I fucked up a little bit, but I learned exactly what skills I needed to do to persist in that, and you build a new comfort zone. You make everything that you're doing become automatic, and once it's automatic, you can start compounding things on top of that and start using it to your advantage and building a bigger, better, just product in general. So what I did with that, after a couple weeks, I fucking had it locked down solid, and I started compounding like a keytar on it, and a live drumming session, kind of like how Bass Clap does it. I'm still in the learning phases of that, but it's coming together. So, everything's growing monumentally and exponentially to something magical. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, is just fight through that initial foggy phase period where you're like, oh, and where you have to take a step back and you have to realize you're not the shit, and that your production skills or whatever skills you're working on will go down a notch before they skyrocket, because you reach a new level plateau that it makes you feel so good when you get to that level, and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I fucking got that shit. I'm like, that's so sweet. And I really want to encourage that in all of you, and I can't wait for you guys to fucking go out there and feel this, because it really pushes you off in a solid momentum pattern to go and do crazy, crazy, crazy shit. So, to recap, go out, fucking try new shit, get out of that level of homeostasis to your new level of homeostasis, and make that your new level, and then keep expanding from there. Alright, I'm gonna hit the sack here because it's fucking like 4 in the morning and I'm super tired from working all day. So, hope you got some from this. Peace out.